Hi, this is Steve Wightman. I'm the owner and builder of November 71 Romeo Juliet, aka 1 Romeo Juliet, SuperSeawind. And today we're going to look at its history and review the amazing capabilities of 1RJ. But first, a brief history, my brief history. Starting at about age 10, I built model airplanes, and I read aviation magazines, and I was just enthralled by flight, and I flew my model airplanes, sometimes crashing them and rebuilding them, and so I had a lot of fun as a young kid. And so in my school years, like most, I got very little exposure to aviation, unfortunately, but I did have an Air Force base near my house. I used to watch airplanes flying over my head, and so in the days when sonic booms were not unheard of, no pun intended. So from 1966, the Vietnam War was raging. I was drafted. I joined to become an aircraft repairman, and I served in Central and South America, East and West Coast, and then I got out to pursue another dream, going to college and landing in a Bachelor of Science degree in life sciences, which I did, and I finished. It took me about 10 years. Then along came 1990, and my SeaWind kit that I had ordered finally arrived. I had been going to splash-ins since 1995, up and down the East Coast and one in Canada, and I was I saw this airplane perform, and I was jaw-dropping. And so, and that's with the piston engines. And so moving on, when the quick kit, so-called quick kit, arrived at my New Hampshire hangar, I was in slow-mo in building it. So it was, SeaWind North America said it would take 1,500 hours. It took 15,000 hours to complete. And so to do that, I sent it down to plane makers in Sarasota, Florida in 2006, and it was finished in 2012. And from 2012 to now, I've been making improvements on it, and including avionics upgrades, synthetic vision, video monitors, new tires, and mundane things like that, new brakes. So why am I selling my SuperSeawind? It's so much a part of my life, and it's sort of like getting a divorce, but I'm 76 years old, and I'm not getting any younger, so I have to face facts that it's time to sell it, and to hopefully witness the joy of another pilot flying it and sharing some of his stories as I have over the years. And that would be great, because it could make someone a very happy person. So here we're going to have a brief history of the SuperSeawind. Remember, everything that I share with you here today is just the very tip of the iceberg. This airplane is 2-in-1. It is a land plane and a watercraft. It is VFR or IFR. It is a fabulous toy or a serious airplane for a professional pilot. Your choice. Becoming the world's fastest single-engine amphibious airplane is no accident. Everything about 1RJ was engineered for safety and performance. 1RJ can fly very fast, 200 plus knots, true airspeed, or very slow at 50 knots and full flaps. Yes, it has almost always been hangared. Let's review. Let's start out with the avionics. 1RJ is a technically advanced aircraft. It is very smart. It can fly VFR, IFR, coupled or uncoupled to a true track Sorcerer autopilot for safe airport-to-airport flights. We begin with 3 systems. First, the G900X, the experimental version of the G1000, which provides 360 vision for planning all phases of flight, and VFR, IFR, RNAV, or VNAV. Airport to airport, it includes complete optional Jefferson database of all area airports, comm and nav frequencies. VOR stations, and user-defined fixes. Another tool in a flight management system is the Grand Rapids HX EFIS, and it mirrors many of the functions of the G900, including PFD, MFD, video surveillance, highway in the sky, synthetic vision, and full approach capabilities. Coupled with either a G900X or the GRT, it adds additional common nav radio channels via the Garmin SL30 ComNav radio. Lastly, steam gauges round out the panel, and altimeter, AI heading indicator, and a multifunction clock assure safety with independent pedostatic system, as with the G900X. An optional iPad or iPhone EFB packed with tools and resources to plan your departure, cruise, and arrival can make your flying a lot easier. And how about the engine? It's a famed PT6A-20 that has a record of millions of hours of fault-free flight. It is rated at 550 shaft horsepower, derated in 1RJ to 450 shaft horsepower due to the 5-bladed MT propeller. That's plenty to get off just about any waterway or runway anywhere. We all know that as aircraft climb, they lose power. 1RJ with an extra 100 horsepower reserve on climb will hold 450 horsepower to cruise in the teens. This means that it can achieve up to 2,500 feet per minute climb. PT6 engines are supported around the globe with maintenance services. It burns Jet A, no worries about unleaded fuel. The airframe is of this four-seater is all composite, carbon for the vertical stabilizer, and fiberglass everywhere else. This means the airframe is super strong and able to handle all that horsepower. It holds 110 gallons of Jet A, and it has a 6-foot cargo bay. The fold-down rear seat bench adds another 4 feet for a total of 10 feet of cargo and a 1,200-pound payload. It also means no rust and easy, inexpensive repairs of scars. The landing gear is stainless steel, all electric hydraulic, with an all hydraulic emergency backup system. It also supports a 2-place oxygen system rated to FL240. Performance is like no other. 1RJ can be flown at a wide range of speeds. At the low end, it cruises at the top numbers of any SeaWind anywhere. It can also reach Class A altitudes in just minutes, for example. So there you have it. Get 2 planes all in one neat package with when I look at 1RJ, I see 2 airplanes at once, a low and high performance seaplane and a land plane. You can fly it anywhere, day or night, VFR or IFR, coupled or uncoupled. You are safe and solid with a solid turbine power and mind-blowing avionics vision. Yes, 1RJ is an extraordinary airplane. It's made for an adventure, no longer satisfied with average performance and average safety. Ask me how to move forward toward a purchase agreement today at SuperSeawind@gmail.com. To conclude, I've set up an A to Z process so that you can have the highest probability of being the next owner of the SuperSeawind 71 Romeo Juliet. There's 4 steps. Step 1 is to go on Trade a Plane and download the option agreement form. The second step is to select your option. The third step is to mail your option in along with your payment with PayPal to put you in the front of the line. And then the last step is to schedule a visit. I look forward to hearing from you soon.